Pre-season starts
Boom, boom,
tomorrow.
boom. We got Brighton in Mbeumo. Mbeumo. Boom, boom, boom. We got Brighton in Mbeumo. Mbeumo. It works. Boom, boom, boom.
Yes. We're going to be discussing that. We're going to be discussing the news about having his medical possibly tomorrow. Yes, though, we do have a Bryan Mbeumo deal agreed. Here we go, whatever you want to call it. Of course, the news broke earlier on that Manchester United had finally reached an agreement with Brentford to sign Bryan Mbeumo. After weeks of negotiations, a deal with up to £71 million finally been struck. Comprises of an initial £65 million to be paid in 4 installments, plus a maximum of £6 million in bonuses that could include the likes of Champions League qualification, trophies, appearances, goals, etc., etc. It is expected that Mbeumo will undergo a medical this weekend ahead of completing his move to Old Trafford. Just in the last few minutes, I think it was Santiago Una said that possibly the medical might even be as soon as tomorrow. In addition to that, Mbeumo's already liking Fabrizio Romano's Instagram post with himself in it. Here we go. So is Mateus Cunha as well. So it's positive news, James. Positive news. This one's finally over the line. Thank the Lord.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's been a long road. It's been a long road, hasn't it? I mean, at the same time, it hasn't. You know, it's one of the things where I took issue with, it's been 7 weeks, but you have to put it in context of 7 weeks of what? There wasn't much of a rush during that time. Brian's been off in Los Angeles until Monday, or till late last week when he returned to the UK, and you're thinking, he's not really lost any time. We've lost 4 days of training to get one of the most important players we could get over the line. That's what matters at the end of the day, right? He's there. He's coming. He should be having his medical Saturday and Sunday. There's usually 2 parts to that. And then be ready for the plane on Tuesday. Join us in the United States, where we should get a first look at him. I don't know if you're coming out here, KG, but I'm excited to be getting
you out there, mate.
Yes. We'll be getting the first look at Bryan Mbeumo live in the flesh for Manchester United. So I'm extremely excited about that for sure.
Yeah, extremely excited. KG, you're quite realistic, measured guy. So I'm sure you're not feeling, I'm sure you're not very
I'm not
excited at all.
No emotional swings.
No, I'm not getting title charge level. Nothing like that. But I just want to say one thing I do want to say, I've been just trying to look at the difference in how you should act, how one should act when they're trying to leave a club. Very responsible, turning up, going to training, just being a total professional, not like he's, threatened this club that's made him and stuff, and here we go, good energy, right attitude, the right type of agent in the background. Yes, Brentford were difficult. Brentford were hard to work with. That was the hardest thing. Like, you could tell, obviously, Elanga I won't say destroyed the market, but he changed how the market was perceived in price of player. And that Madueke, Elanga, and if we're being fair, because I know everyone's running around with the 70 million mark, and all of a sudden we've been fleeced. No one's talking about Florian Wirtz, never played in this league, going for the price that he's gone for, but we're the ones that have been ripped off. I think 65 million for a player of Mbeumo's ability is a brilliant. For me, it feels kind of steelish. We've had some other players that you haven't got that. Now, if we get to the 70 million mark, we've got Champions League football. Listen, again, it's a shame me saying it so early in the season. I'll rip your hand off right now for Champions League. I would rip your hand off right now for Champions League football. If you're saying that's what this guy gives Man United, let's go. Because you've already seen us. No European football is going to hurt us next season. But again, it could. I know we've been trying to find blessing in disguise so many different times. Who knows when every other team's busy and we got a clean bill of health and we can just prepare for every game. Like, that would be pretty sick. So now, again, we're stepping into the era of no excuses for Amorim. Really, we're now getting the more and more signings we get, you can't say they're not his players. So, because right now, Amorim's got 4 players, 4 of his own players. You have to say Dorgu is one of his. Diego Leon is his player. You would say Cunha and Mbeumo. So he's filling up his roster. let's see what happens.
I agree with you, KG. I agree with you in terms of the price. I know that obviously whenever it's Manchester United, the price always does get focused on. And clearly, I think maybe United had a price in mind initially that kind of maybe escalated. Brentford moved the goalposts a little bit when it comes to the market. But when you do consider that, I don't really think Brentford can be blamed too much for maybe moving those goalposts, because I do think that, like you said, when you do have Alanga going for 55, Madueke 50, 55, Gittins 50. You know, look at those players, and they scored like single digits last year in the Premier League, if that. And they're going, well, Bryan Mbeumo scored 20 goals last year. He got 7 assists. Mateus Cunha, he got 15 goals, 6 assists. He was £62.5 million, and had it not been a release clause, he'd have probably ended up being more, to be honest with you.
Oh.
So, actually,
you want to hear a crazy number on that?
Go on.
Yeah. Kudus, Elanga, Madueke, Gittins, João Pedro added together last season, 36 goals. Cunha and Mbeumo, 35 goals. And the total of all of those players in transfers is 272 million for those 36 goals. And we've got 35 for 127 and a half. So you got to say, that's pretty good value for money compared to what's on the market right now.
It's good value, man. And we're talking about someone that's done it at a club that struggles. Because Man United are a club, Brentford are a club that struggles. Let's have it right. They have to do it at the I know that, but I'm saying that as in doing it at a team like that is just a good sign for Man United personally, because anyone that plays here has to fight. We're not going to have it our own way. And he's used to fighting low down in the league and doing in the Prem, but still getting goals. We need that. We need these guys. We brought in guys that have suffered in their teams, in like Wolves, relegation battles as well. Brentford had to sniff that kind of. So you're talking about guys that are up for the fight. Like, you know, when you talk about they want it more, these guys are want it more type players. Now you're going to bring that attitude into the Man United dressing room. Let's go.
And they were united. That's the key thing too. These are two players that explicitly stated, I don't want to go to anywhere else. This is the club that I want to go to. And you feel like that's a key factor. And someone says it there in the chat. United have, even statistically, eye test like last season, whatever you want to call it, signed 2 of the best attacking players in the Premier League last season. You know, that's not bad going. That really isn't bad going at all.
We honestly need these guys that are gonna like pull their sleeves up and work, because this is not gonna be, the job's not even done. We got so much to do. Amorim's got so much to do next season, and we need players that are just. The attitude is key. And one of the, even though I've been I'm almost saying tongue in cheek when I'm talking about like Gyökeres and stuff, but the attitude that he's shown on leaving, it's been classy. So, you know, because Amorim's looking for players that are going to not be about themselves, really jump in and a team player and fight for the club. That's what Amorim's looking for. And hopefully he's bringing in those characteristics into Man United dressing room. I'm really hoping for that.
Yeah, I hope so as well. And just a couple of the stats as well. We can get some of them up on the screen, because it really is just unbelievable when you look at it. To be honest with you, look, these are the numbers they're bringing in. Cunha, 33 games, 15 goals, 6 assists. And Mbeumo, 38 games, 20 goals, 7 assists. To James' point, you bring in 35 goals. And I know lots of people will be talking about what's next. We'll be talking about what's next as we obviously go on with the show.
That's nice
again,
stuff.
Those numbers. Nice. I mean, the numbers, and if you want to even compare it to Manchester United's numbers of some like key players last season as well, these are even
to Garnacho and Højlund.
Yeah. Honestly, some of these are like the horror ones. Look at this last season for us. This is just in comparison to Bryan Mbeumo. Like, look at that. Højlund, 4 goals and assists. Xerxes, 4 goals and assists. Garnacho, 8 goals and assists. This is in the Prem. Compared to Bryan Mbeumo, 27 goals and assists.
I did something on this. United had the 19th lowest scoring front 3 in the Premier League last season. So you wonder why we finished where we finished. That's relegation level. 19th. Only Southampton was worse.
Yeah.
That's a horror show.
Yeah.
That's an honest drizzy. You're absolutely correct. Bloody hell, Manchester United. And you lot don't want to know what I was up to, man. I was looking for strikers yesterday.
Well, actually, this is okay. Right. Amanor says
you
in the super chat. Amanor says we need a proper number 9 and the goalkeeper now on Amorim watch. Amanor still he's watching Amorim. Because the question does become, who's next? Obviously, the Mbeumo thing, it did drag out for a long time. Has it maybe taken a bit of a shine off the transfer? Maybe a smidge.
Never.
But the question is,
where the shine's going to come from? Right off that man's bald head as he steps out on the pitch. That's the shine. It's coming right back.
KG hears KG likes that. KG likes that.
And I cut my hair. I said, let me just get ready because Mbeumo's here, bro. And I'm telling you right now, that is a fresh baldy, not a wing back in sight. That's the one blade people go get it. Anyway,